Hello, my name is Steve Gearhart, and this is the Unagi Observer. Today I want to do a quick review of Netflix's Iron Fist. I am currently at episode 11. It has a Rotten Tomato review of 18%. Should you watch it? Iron Fist has been panned by many critics. Whitewashing is one of the biggest complaints. Other complaints have been a lack of originality and seems to move too slowly as the season progresses. So again, I ask the question, should you watch it? The answer is, yeah, watch it. Of course you should. I really feel that the critics were too harsh with this Marvel Netflix series. Now, I'm not saying that it doesn't have any flaws. It does. It's just that the critics seem to be overly, critical. One thing to address right off the bat is the whitewashing claim. There really is no truth to that. It also shows how some of the critics are not very comic book savvy. If they had been, they would have never accused Iron Fist of whitewashing to begin with. To see a more complete debunking of the whitewashing claim for Iron Fist, please watch the last video of the series. It will also tell you the origin of Iron Fist as well. The link is down below. Part of the problem with how critics approached the series is the very fact that they really don't understand the comic book that Iron Fist came from, which means that they don't address very well the character himself. You will find this to be equally true with some reviews of Luke Cage, and when you have to spend more time on character development than the expected beatdowns on previous Marvel Cinematic Universe TV shows, then obviously you're going to be disappointed. Critics seem to not understand that, like Luke Cage, the backstory is required, and as such becomes part of the plot. In Jessica Jones and Daredevil, that really wasn't the case, hence more action in those series. Since this was required, the backstory, the villains in both Luke Cage and Iron Fist were not as special as they were in Jessica Jones and Daredevil. While the Hand plays a role in the Netflix series as a background villain in all of them, Jessica Jones had Kilgrave as the villain, and Daredevil had Kingpin and the anti-hero Punisher. In Iron Fist, so far, the villains are the Meacham family with the Hand in the background. The reason why I say so far is because I'm at episode 11 and I haven't quite finished yet, so we'll see what happens. Which leads me to my criticism of Iron Fist, the series. First, the writers for the Marvel Cinematic Universe normally do an excellent job of rewriting the series to match their timeline and overall story arcs. Iron Fist is the first in the Netflix Marvel series that fell short of that goal. Not that the plot is boring, it isn't, or that each episode is written that poorly. It's just that there are moments when you arch your eyebrow and go, did I miss something? And you really didn't, they just did a huge plot jump. Then there's the portrayal of the Meachams, while you really aren't supposed to feel really good about them, the writing makes them wishy-washy, except for the insane father. He's about the only constant. Now, since Iron Fist seems to act as a vehicle to set up the Defenders and to introduce the character, action is on the light side. You aren't going to see the vicious beatdowns as you would in Daredevil. Now, that isn't the criticism, as I believe it is going to set up character differences between Iron Fist and Daredevil in the future. However, what fight scenes there are, they don't have the intensity that they should. Part of it is the editing of the fights, in the sense that since there was a rush to hire actors for this series, keep in mind that both of the leads are from the Game of Thrones, they may not have been trained as thoroughly as they should have. And then there's a little scene in episode, I think it's 10, and I don't really want to go off too much about it, but there's a fight sequence that seems to be either a blatant ripoff or theft of Drunken Master or an homage to it. I really can't tell. But it's still a solid show. It develops Danny Rand as a character, it gives a greater glimpse into the Hand, and the most important thing that it does is move the storyline further into the setup of the Defenders series. And yes, just as you watched Phil Coulson be the glue for the MCU lead up to the first Avengers movie, you get to see Claire again and act as the glue that leads up to the Defenders. So in the end, while not perfect, certainly not perfect, and it is the weakest of the Marvel Netflix series thus far, I feel the critics got it wrong this time. I say go ahead and watch it. You will be entertained. Alright, that's it for this week. This has been the Unagi Observer, and my name is Steve Gearhart, and as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next week.